It's called the Billionaire space race, the rivalry among three entrepreneurs and their private space flights. Among the billionaires are Elon Musk's SpaceX project to colonize Mars, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin project establishing an industrial base in space, and Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic space tourism. Check out which company will be the best and will win the race of space. Hello and welcome to SpaceX Zone. This channel brings you directly to space, so don't forget to like and subscribe for more out-of-space content. Elon Musk's SpaceX may be the buzziest name in private space exploration, but the Tesla CEO isn't the only super-rich entrepreneur with grand visions for humanity's future beyond Earth's atmosphere. The Amazon founder billionaire Jeff Bezos has his own space firm Blue Origin. He flew on the company's human flight to the edge of space, launching 62 miles above the Earth's surface with their New Shepard rocket. Richard Branson, whose Virgin Group dabbles in everything from airlines to healthcare, launched a commercial spaceflight company of his own called Virgin Galactic. On July 11, 2021, he launched 53.5 Skyward on one of the company's rocket-powered planes, fulfilling a decades-long dream of traveling to space. These three companies were all founded within a few years of one another in the early 2000s, but each has its own business model and plans for a spacefaring future. Here's what Musk, Bezos, and Branson are each trying to accomplish, and where their efforts stand today. Elon Musk's idea was to send a spacecraft called the Mars Oasis to the Red Planet. The vehicle would deliver an experimental greenhouse and equipment for taking photos of the planet and sending them back to Earth. Musk hoped that the project would spark a renewed interest in getting to Mars within the US government. SpaceX has completed numerous launches for commercial and government customers, and in 2012 it became the first private company to send a spacecraft to the International Space Station. In 2020 it became the first to send humans to space and to the ISS. And in April, NASA picked the company to land the first astronauts on the moon since 1972. SpaceX is also working on a broadband internet service consisting of thousands of satellites called Starlink. The service hopes to deliver high-speed internet to remote and rural areas. And SpaceX recently said it had more than 500,000 orders and deposits. Ultimately, Musk thinks humanity's future hinges on its ability to settle Mars. He said in 2020 that he wanted to establish a city of 1 million people on Mars by 2050. Settlers would get there using a fleet of 1,000 SpaceX Starships, the towering 387-foot-tall rocket ship the company is designing for deep space travel. Like Musk, the Amazon billionaire Bezos' fascination with space travel stretches back decades. He's been particularly interested with the physicist Gerard O'Neill's visions of floating space stations that could house trillions of humans once Earth runs out of resources. To indulge his obsession, Bezos founded Blue Origin in 2000 with a similar goal as Musk's venture: make space exploration cheaper through boosters that can be recycled for future launches. The Kent, Washington-based company operated in total secrecy until about 2003. And Bezos stayed tight-lipped about its plans for more than a decade after that. For years now, the company has been testing a suborbital rocket called New Shepard, built to take paying tourists to the edge of space in a pressurized capsule. The idea is that on a Blue Origin flight, space tourists will be able to catch a glimpse of Earth through large windows and experience a few minutes of weightlessness. Blue Origin completed its first human flight aboard New Shepard. When it launched, the crew went more than 350,000 feet up. The company is also developing a larger rocket called New Glenn for delivering payloads to low orbit, along with the secretive future project called New Armstrong. If you're sensing a pattern here, you're right. Blue Origin's launch vehicles are all named after former NASA astronauts. In 2019, Bezos revealed plans for a lunar lander called Blue Moon, which the company said would be ready in 2024 and would eventually help establish a sustained human presence on the moon. Blue Origin bid for a contract to land NASA astronauts on the moon and was bet out by SpaceX, but the company is disputing the decision. Bezos called the rocket company his most important work in an interview in 2018 with Matthias Döpfner. Branson's space venture differs from Blue Origin and SpaceX in a couple of key ways. Virgin Galactic is focused on suborbital tourism rather than launching people and payloads into space. It also has a radically different method of sending spacecraft out of Earth's atmosphere. Virgin Galactic doesn't launch rockets straight up from the ground like its rivals. Instead, its spacecraft is meant to be flown to 50,000 feet by a broad, dual-fuselage jet called White Knight II. From there, the ship detaches and glides for a few seconds before firing up its rocket motor and beginning a near-vertical ascent to about 300,000 feet. The company completed its first fully crewed flight to the edge of space on July 11, 2021. Virgin Galactic planned to accept passengers in 2021, although it's pushed those plans to next year. It has sold 600 tickets for $200,000 to $250,000 apiece. Virgin Galactic's spacecraft is reusable, aside from their fuel, and the company hopes to make launching things and people into space more economical and environmentally sound. In the future, Virgin Galactic plans to operate a fleet of vehicles that could fly tourists to space hotels, transport researchers to floating labs, or provide lightning-fast transcontinental flights. In 2017, it spun off a company called Virgin Orbit, which is working to send satellites into orbit using a similar air launch system. There are some rivalries here on Earth, like Blue Origin versus Virgin Galactic. Both of them are in the same market, suborbital space tourism, with New Shepard and Spaceship Two respectively. They are in a race to be the first to launch paying customers on short space shots with rival technological philosophies of space capsules and space planes respectively. The biggest rivalry, though, is going on between SpaceX and Blue Origin. They have a long history of conflict. Blue Origin and SpaceX have had dueling press releases that competed with each other's announcements and events. SpaceX filed suit against Blue Origin to invalidate their patent on landing rockets aboard ships at sea. They won their court fight in 2014. SpaceX had been attempting to land rockets at sea since 2014, finally succeeding in 2016, before Blue Origin ever even built a sea-going platform to land rockets onto. SpaceX and Blue Origin got into a Twitter battle about the meaning of a used rocket, landed rocket, space rocket at the end of 2015, when New Shepard successfully landed after a suborbital jaunt into space. SpaceX had previously launched and landed its Grasshopper rocket multiple times without reaching space. Then, SpaceX landed a Falcon 9 first stage, which had been used to launch a satellite into orbit, prompting more Twitter battles at the start of 2016, such as Bezos tweeting, "Welcome to the club." In late 2016, Blue Origin announced the New Glenn, directly competing against SpaceX Falcon Heavy, with a larger rocket but lower payload. At the 2016 International Astronautical Congress in Guadalajara, Mexico, Blue Origin President Rob Meyerson elaborated on the Bezos vision previously outlined in the New Glenn announcement. The Blue Origin New Armstrong would be similar in function to the SpaceX interplanetary transport system that Elon Musk unveiled at the same conference. In April 2021, SpaceX beat Blue Origin to a $2.9 billion contract to build the lunar lander for NASA's Artemis program. So yeah, it's a close race for space for now, but it looks like SpaceX is in front of the race. Well, we will see what awaits us in the future. For now, thanks for watching and see you at space.